Quick assembly tips to keep you sane if you're building a Wolverine tank from Archon in their Rampart modular terrain line. So, if you care about painting the interior details of this tank, because you are going to have the ramp drop and you care about how that might look, you'll want to keep probably the top of the hull separate. So that's one, very basic and easy. Two, if you want this front visor to be able to lift up or close down, there are two little nubbins on the side of this guy that snap into divots that are right here on the edge of this. If you just clip this piece out of the sprue and try and do that as it comes to you, you will break the piece or your thumbs, I'm not sure which first. What you really are going to want to do is get a file, go around that little nubbin, and then carefully sand off a bit on each side. Then once complete, place this flat in just like it is, and bam, snap it down and in, and that worked for me. And there you go. See, I've got another little play feature on my tank. Not only can I rotate the turret or drop the back, but I can lift up the visor and go like, hey, can we see you? Like probably after taking a bad shot and missing everything. Raise that for +1 shooting. Okay, cool. Now let's talk about the tracks, which a lot of people have had trouble with. I've even seen one video where somebody, it's a mystery to me, filed away a bunch of space in here. I don't know. I don't understand it. So as best as I can tell, I have done this exactly as the instruction book asked, which is to get all the small guide wheels and glue them down to the hull itself. Now, if you want to be really extra detail-oriented, you'll notice that the guide wheels on the outside of the track have little teeth markers, details on them there. If you want that to show on the reciprocal wheel, the only wheel it will show on is the back wheel at the back near the ramp. You need to make sure that that detail is facing in towards the hull as you glue all your wheels. So I did that going, yay, I'm really good. And then you go and look and like you can't see them at any other wheel except that back one. So big whoop. If it's me and I'm building this tank again, and I've built my hull and I'm getting ready to do tracks, I cut out all the guide wheels. It does not matter what number they are, all the little guide wheels, and just glue them down to the hull. And you're good. Okay. Now, there's this piece. So yeah, you can see my right side went right on, my left side is left to do today. So the big guide wheel, the way this goes together, right, is two posts that come together and join. One's got a little nubbin and one's got a divot. To glue this on, they were showing this about halfway in, and I actually kind of like the detail there. You can see there's a little bit of a gap, more of a gap, but you can actually see it. You don't have to do this. It looks to me, if you wanted to glue this wheel to the hull and have it there, that'd be perfectly fine. That would work well. I kind of like this little offset look. It's kind of cool. This is the way the instructions do it. So we have to glue this wheel to this outside post. And to do that, what I did was put that side down, so the post is sticking up in the air. I used a little bit of a sprue as a spacer, put the wheel on top, dropped a little bit of plastic glue around the axle and the interior wheel, counted to about 6, started to pull away the sprue spacers, and then made sure that that was nice and parallel, and bang, I achieved what I was trying to do. And then once you have that, you glue all of that down nice, and you're in this state ready to do track. All right, so doing track. Number 1, don't cut out more track than you can keep track of. So just cut out, I would say this long piece is what you're going to key off of. And then what I did first was this around the front, which I think is about 4 or 5, 1, 2, 3, I think it's 4 additional pieces, okay? So I cut this out, 4 pieces there, and I laid it all down on the table in front of me and understood it. So it was face up like this, and I could see, okay, that's how it's going to bend around. The other thing I did was made sure I had my track cover and my light, including with the light itself glued in there, ready to go, because I switched from using I did plastic glue for everything, including the turret and everything else. But when I got to the treads, I switched over to my trusty cheapo dollar store super glue. And the reason is there's a tiny bit of play before it sets, and then it really grabs and holds. So I just did 2 little dots on this track, and how you figure out where it goes is the track actually has little tiny grooves where the bottoms of those wheels meet. It's got it for 1, 2, these 4, and then this one ends right at the halfway point there. So I just made sure that that was as true as I could get it, put 2 drops on, held it, and then I quickly moved and just bravely glued that all the way up around. And then once I got it there, I dropped the cover on top and my light, and I went, yeah, that looks right. Put that over aside, let it dry as best it can, and then I came in and reinforced areas with glue to make sure it was really seated and held in there. Okay? And you just kind of have to be brave, and you're going to get it and be done. This little back section is the same way. You go up around, and then once you've got the track in there, then you can glue the track covers and the light down, and you should be good to go. Another thing you might consider doing is it has, you do your tank how you want to do it. It provides these mines. I think they look kind of weird. It provides tow cables for both sides. I'm just going to have tow cable on one side. And also have tools on this side. So now the tank has a little bit more plain surface on it. You could leave this exposed as well too, or you could do what I did here, which is close that up. Anyhow, short story long, there is a little square here that allows this tools to key in and go at this diagonal angle. I decided to scrape that off with my hobby knife and file it down, because I'm going to paint a little symbol in there for my tank. Yeah, so, be thinking about things like that. I hope these tips were helpful. You're going to get it. The rest of the kit is super, it went together. The machine tolerance, actually, the kit is actually pretty good. It's not like, I don't know, German precision engineering of watch parts or something like that, but it was very, very good and right on for me. Just go slow, and you'll get it. No problems. All right. Take it easy. Bye.